At the beginning of the season, one would have assumed the Louisville Cardinals would be a major favorite heading into this weekend's game against the Wake Forest Deacons. However, Louisville has not been consistent, and Wake Forest looks a little better than most expected, so this figures to be a more even game than initially thought. The Cardinals enter with a 53 overall record with a 23 mark in the Atlantic Coast Conference, while Wake Forest comes in at 43-13. At this point, those latter numbers put both teams out of the race to win the ACC's Atlantic Division, but these both look like solid bowl teams. Louisville is coming off a 3,128 win over Florida State in Tallahassee, and although head coach Bobby Petrino's team is out of the college football playoff race much earlier than it was a year ago, the Cardinals are still a dangerous out for anyone on their schedule. Quarterback Lamar Jackson is not at the pace statistically he was in his Heisman Trophy-winning season in 2016, but in some ways he has improved. The Deacons have proven to be a thorn in everyone's side this fall. This isn't the most talented team, but head coach Dave Clawson has gotten the most out of it so far, and Wake has been competitive with the toughest teams on its schedule. Louisville at Wake Forest kickoff Saturday, October 28 at 12:20 p.m. ET Channel ACC Network spread Louisville 3 things to watch. 1. Mobile number really almost all season, but especially the last few weeks, the Deacons have had to face mobile quarterbacks. They did so against Clemson 3 weeks ago, then Georgia Tech last week, a team that basically requires a dual threat. But as the Deacons prepare to face Louisville, they will have a whole different challenge in Jackson, who is simply on another level when it comes to speed and running ability from the quarterback position. For the season, Jackson has rushed for 868 yards and 11 touchdowns on 136 attempts. Wake Forest is 87th in the nation in run defense and has allowed 182.7 yards per game on the ground. While Louisville has other weapons capable of doing damage, it's Jackson the Deacons have to be worried about the most too. Pressure cooker each team can bring the heat when it comes to a pass rush. Wake Forest leads the nation in tackles for a loss, an impressive achievement given the amount of talented defenses around the country. One player whom Louisville's offensive line will have to account for at all times is defensive end Duke Ejiofor above, right. Through 7 games, he has 5.5 sacks to go along with 13 tackles for a loss. On the other side, Wake Forest quarterback John Wolford will have to contend with Louisville's best pass rusher in sophomore John Greenard. This season, Greenard has made 5 sacks and 11.5 tackles for a loss. The more difficult job no doubt falls on Ejiofor's shoulders with Jackson's elite escapability, but how each team can create and sustain pressure will be a key factor in determining the outcome. 3. Wake weapon. There have been a number of terrific breakout freshman performers this season in the ACC, and Wake has one of the best in redshirt frosh Greg Dortch. He's not going to blow anyone away with his size, but the 5'9", 165-pounder from Virginia has the speed, route running ability and hands to be a threat every time Wolford drops back to pass. Last week, Dortch caught 8 passes for 125 yards. For the season, Dortch has made 43 receptions for 555 yards and 5 touchdowns. Only one freshman in the country, Ball State's Justin Hall, has caught more passes, 46, than Dortch. If Wake Forest gets caught in a shootout with Jackson and Louisville, the Deacons will need another big game from Dortch to keep up. Final analysis. Louisville has to feel good about the fact that, unlike last season, the Cardinals did not let things go off the rails once some real adversity hit. In 2016, the Cardinals closed the season with 3 losses in a row. Despite some early stumbles, Louisville responded with a big road win over a struggling but still talented Florida State team. Although Wake Forest has made some strides against the upper echelon teams in the league, the Cardinals bring a level of talent that still trumps what the Deacons can bring to the table. Expect Lamar Jackson to have another big game, and although Wake Forest should keep it close, Louisville's talent edge should win out. Prediction: Louisville 35, Wake Forest 31, written by Adam Kirkjian, who is part of the Athlon Contributor Network and is a reporter for the Boston Herald. He has covered the World Series, Super Bowl, Stanley Cup playoffs, Boston Marathon and Little League World Series, among other events from the high school, college and pro ranks. Follow him on Twitter at Adam Kirkjian.